Alrighty, we're here for round three of Grand Prix Estrathe, up against Cajun on red-white aggro. 13 on the die. I will take the play for sure. Ooh. Hmm. This is a tough one. If I keep this, there's not a whole lot of action I'm taking. If I mulligan, I could wind up with worse hands. 3 lands is a very solid amount of lands. I just am kind of stuck on cards I can't really play, so I'm gonna mull to 6. Opponent says, "Oh no." The double Writhing, double Lurks is not where I want to be either. I don't think I can keep this against an aggro deck. Like, even on them down to 5, I need to go down to 5 as well. I need hands with actual action. So far, I've seen a hand that puts a bunch of 1/1s in play that don't really get to meaningfully do anything, and hands that... And a hand that, like, can counter one thing and then otherwise just kind of stares into the void, with a feast that can't actually trigger. This is playable. So I will also keep 5. I get to go turn 1 Ignited Soul, turn 2 Hold Up Omen. I'm thinking I'm going to bottom the Zixthax Apex, because I'd rather put the Writhing in the graveyard and draw a card off of this leaving, honestly. Alrighty. So main 1, we just ran out the Ignited Soul, and already down to 3 cards in hand to our opponent's 6. Though, about to be 5. Obviously, they're going to put a land into play here. Their own 1-drop here in the making, about to be a 2/2. That is going to be a bit of a problem. So they have the champion. We'll untap and draw. So this isn't inherently going to kill me on its own, in the sense that, like, I have enough time. This is a 10-turn clock. What's kind of awkward is what I know about the deck. I have it pulled up. I just kind of called it Punch You. It's red-white aggro. They have some 2-drops I would need to counter: Breakbot, Queerness. But like 3 mana is the slot that I'm most worried about. So part of me is considering, like, pitch a Writhing, try and find something to play on to. The dream here would be pitch into Feast of Whispered Knives. So pitch the Writhing to draw a card. Ephemeral Mire. Um, that might be worthwhile to just run out here. Yeah. Yeah, let's just get the Mire in play while we can. Plains, Revolutionary Class, Breakbot, Eesh. That is gonna be a problem eventually. I'll take 4. So that was the primary 2-drop I was thinking about, like, holding up an Omen for. Unfortunately, I kind of just took my shot that, like, they'd have a Revolutionary Class or just, like, some more 1-drops. I'll untap and draw another Omen. Just swing the 1. I will pitch this Island to draw a card. Sheesh. Flooded Morris and pass. Not where I want to be. Electies, I'm going to Omen of Deception and just take 4. This is a problem. This is a real problem. I think the dream here, Deep Treader is probably what I pitched to the Ignited Soul, because the dream draw here is Ignited Soul filters me into... Okay, Ignited Soul filters me into uh Feast of Whispered Knives, and then I'm live. Kill Breakbot, hold up Omen of Deception with 2 mana. The problem is 4 feasts and 50 cards. That's an 8% chance. Alternatively, I draw Chittering Gargantua off of pitching the Deep Treader Arcanist. I sacrifice the Ignited Soul and then pay 2 mana and exile all 3 creatures to my graveyard. I think that's enough. Like, between those 2 draws, I've also got... Hold on, let's... I'm just going to indicate that I'm thinking. Let's get my deck loaded up, because that's probably more important to have available here. Just thinking through what our opponent could have for us, or what we could draw, rather. Drawing an agent gives us more play on our opponent's turn. Drawing Gargantua gives us a sizable blocker that really stems our opponent's aggression. We could draw into Lurking Virkalakis, which draws us a card, gains us life, and starts that engine going. Even just like a Writhing puts a blocker in play. I think, yeah, I think I have sold myself on pitching this Deep Treader Arcanist. So go to combat, swing 1, on damage, pitch the Deep Treader to draw. That's the last thing I needed, deck. We're going to play this Redeveloped Cityscape and pass. Just kind of the nature of what we're running into here. Take 4. They are just passing. So we're going to crack here, view library, go get Island Swamp. Islands to play tapped, swamp to hand. Pay 3, sacrifice the Omen. Gets us further off of activating Ephemeral Mire, which, in theory... No. If we had played the swamp instead, we would have... This would have cost... Oh, no. We had the ability to activate Ephemeral Mire if we didn't have Cityscape. Just want to make sure my opponent is cool. Resolves but stay and end. That's not a good sign. View top 2. Oh, I'm very glad I'm doing this. Both of these to bottom. Maybe I should have put them in some intentional order to make my opponent think a bit more, but... So this could be Nikon. This could be... This has to be Nikon. Think, right? Oh, okay. So that's Nikon being held up here. I draw Glauna. Yeesh. Not super stellar, but I almost wonder if I just play Swamp, Glauna, kill the Breakbot, pass. Don't swing the Ignited Soul because I'm not going to be pitching the Omen of Deception. Swamp. Yeah. Cast Glauna. That does suck, though, that, like, I'm not developing the counters on Glauna here. I do just need to start clearing things off of their board, though. because I am at 8. Yeah, I'm going to target the break bot. They take 2. And I'd like to move to start a combat. Just waiting for the K. I'm just going to move to end step, actually. Just indicate to them that I'm just passing priority here. Counter the Nikon. And what this does do is this gets 4 Devotion in play, so Ephemeral Mire now costs 1 to activate. This is something that I am happy about this list, just as far as, like, the 4th redeveloped Cityscape instead just being an Ephemeral Mire. I have felt iffy about this card in the first 2 rounds, but it's definitely looking good here. Because even if, like, Glauna, Ignited Soul both get cleared, Omen makes this 1 less to activate, so I can do it right now. Not that that's the most exciting thing in the world to do, but it's an option. So let's get another deck editor window open, actually. Let's pull up their deck so we can just have both to reference. I should probably be doing this more often. So what could they have here that's scary? Right now, it seems like they're not hitting the second white source, so Basilo is not on the table. Breakbot would be rough. Raider's Blessing. Okay, so they have Mogus's Raider, and they're sending 2 with Menace at Glauna. So that's Glauna down. Notably, they don't make a treasure. Revolutionary class. All right. I'm cool with that. That's opponent at empty hand. This will allow them to start turning through cards, notably, because their deck contains only one singular creature that doesn't trigger it. So that's 27 creatures that draw them a card off of Revolutionary class. Little scary. I'm just going to go ahead and draw here off of the rather than cracking the Omen, because I wanted to see what I draw. I hit the Flooded Morris. I'm just going to go to combat, swing 1. Pitch the Flooded Morris to draw a card. Scrapyard Mecha. I like that. So, Scrapyard Mecha. And something sneaky that I can do here is I can tap the Flooded Morris, animate the Ephemeral Mire, tap the Mire, crew Mecha. Oh. Don't think they meant to do that. I was thinking about, like, go to blocks, block the Hero in the Making, but it has Menace, so I can't. So I'm just gonna take 3. They make a treasure, and they will get to 2 Revolutionary class, potentially, and just, like, exile the Scrapyard Mecha, which means maybe I should have animated it on their turn for the sake of getting a draw off of Writhling. Yeah. Yeah, I maybe should have. Untap and draw. So I go to 1 here in theory. If the top card of their library is exactly Electes, I am dead. Or Quernus. That also. No, because I can block Quernus. I just lose my lands to do so. Same is true for Breakbot. Bacillo is lethal off the top. Ignite is lethal off the top. Another revolutionary class is not lethal off. It is lethal off the top now that they have their second white source. Just making sure my window is properly sized. That might have looked really awkward for a second. I do think I need to. The safety line here is hold up either animating Ephemeral Mire to double block or cracking the Omen of Deception, but I think I just need to find actual action here. So I'm going to go to combat. I am going to swing the 1. Because I do just need to kill them. And in order to do that, I need to find anything I'm actually having happen here. Feast is no longer a good draw, unfortunately. Oh, and they took the 1. I will discard to draw. There's the Gargantua. Second main. Let's pay a blue and a black for Chittering Gargantua. Sacrifice the Ignited Soul. Exile all of these. I will draw a card. Draw the Writhling. I'm going to Writhling my own Cityscape to gain a life. Rather than hitting a card in their graveyard. Because I want to open the window for more cards in graveyard for Lurking Glaucus. And then I will pass. Current plan is, provided they've got nothing too scary happening here, I will animate Ephemeral Mire before blocks, double block the hero in the making with Mire and Writhling, preserve the Gargantua, which is a 3-turn clock on itself. I could have swung with the Mire and just gone to the wall with these. Or like gone to the blocks with these, but I think I want to get the Writhling in my graveyard over trying to like keep the Ephemeral Mire, keep the land. I'm fine trading the land here, I think. As much as an unblockable threat is solid here, this is functionally unblockable to a lot of what they've got going on. The only draw I can think of that would be really terrifying for the Gargantua to be staring down here is going to be one of these Symbols of Revolution. But seeing as how they didn't just immediately slam a creature, I have to assume they are looking at either a piece of interaction on the board. Koios is a nightmare. If they have drawn Koios, that's going to be absolutely backbreaking because they deal 4 to... Are you kidding me? Why did I have to speak it into existence? So what they do here is they do 6 to the Chittering Gargantua. In response, I activate Ephemeral Mire. Hmm. Oh, enters with a number of additional loyalty counters equal to your devotion to red. So he should be at so he should have entered with 6. So he should be at 3 loyalty. So Gargantua down. Yeah. Because Here in the Making and Raider's Blessing both contribute 1 devotion. All right. So one of the nice things about the current board state is Koyo's downtick will thinking through my thoughts. Koyo's downtick -3 will result in dealing 0 damage if I double block here. The other problem is if I don't block this here and I don't draw a creature, I'm dead even if I try to kill the Koyos. Even if I ignore the Koyos, because they can just shoot the Writhling to get through. So I think I need to double block here. I really need to find Lurking Virkolakis here. Everyone out. So just a Planeswalker and a Value Engine. How am I getting outvalued here? I'm getting outvalued pretty hard. I will draw. So I'm not just dead, but that is really rough. I didn't want to do this on upkeep because I wanted to see what I could potentially draw. I'm not going to mess around and pretend that I don't have the land here. I'm just going to play the land and pass. They also hit a land. Uptick Koyo's hitting Hero, Hero, Electies. So Electies will kill me next turn. I'm just gonna cash in this. View top 2. Writhling and Morris, I think, need to both go to the bottom. I could keep Writhling, eat Writhling. Problem is, Koyos can now kill something and stick around for Electies to get +7. I just need to move both of these to the bottom, I think. I'm going to draw an Apex here, and I'm going to be so miserable. Oh, interesting. Opponent has forgotten about paying 1 for Revolutionary Class here. Maybe because I chose to do the Omen sack when I did, they were forgetting that this was going to be something else that this could do. Yeah, so draw. Yeah, that's curtains. Just kind of beaten down. Alrighty. Looking at sideboard here, Agent of Deception, Omen of Deception seem really critical. Agent counters everything in their deck. Like every single important thing in their deck besides Revolutionary Class and Ignite gets countered. And I don't think I'm worried about them bringing in a God Divided. It's something that they could definitely bring in to clear away my 1/1s, but I don't think I care. They could bring in Scorching Condemnation. That is a very difficult creature for me to deal with. Very difficult permanent for me to deal with. Ends does stall out one of my primary ways of winning this matchup, which is Lurking Virkolakis 6-stacks Apex padding my life total until they can't touch me anymore. Otherwise, I could see them maybe bringing in one of Bray's, though that does turn on my Indulge triggers. I could see them maybe bringing in Nikon as like another way to sort of get around my counter magic by playing on my end step or playing on my turn. I don't foresee them wanting Looming Psyhawk. I don't foresee them really wanting army reserves. So it's really like Scorching Condemnation, Braze, maybe Nikon are the things that are most on my radar for what my opponent might be doing. As far as what I'm doing, obviously the counter magic and the maims are the big things here. I want to be trying to pick away at what they're doing. Maim has hits for all but their 4-drops, so the only things I miss are the 3 of Koyos and any copies of Nikon they've still got in their deck, which it's possible they pull out of their deck actually just to try and squeeze in under my counter magic. At which point, Maim has even more targets, even higher likelihood of finding a valid target. As far as what I'm bringing out, Mecha is solid, but not something I'm looking to draw a bunch of. I'm going to go down an Apex. As good as it is, I don't think I really want 4 of them in my deck in this matchup because it does just kind of screw my deck. I'm willing to go down a Gargantua as well. No, I think I want to keep up a Gargantua. I could see just like trimming the full mechas and maybe 1 Apex. How am I eating my graveyard if my mechas are gone? I've got Gargantua, I've got Rhydling, I've got Virkolakis. Not enough, but I think the mecha... I think the mecha's gotta go. I think I just need to be lower on 3-drops. Glauna does at least kill things my opponent plays, which is far more important than having a 5/5, I think. I'll play. This is a hand that takes game actions. I get to go Island into Deep Treader Arcanist, Morris into Lurking Virkolakis, or just like hold up Maim. Love seeing my opponent say Eesh, because that means I might not have to worry about them. Oh, they're keeping. That has me scared that they seem to not be super enthusiastic about their hand and they're still sticking with it. So we'll see how well that pans out. Either way, turn 1 Deep Treader Arcanist. Pass. Titan Stairs. Untap and draw. Omen of Deception, I think I would like to hold up alongside Maim here. So let's go to combat and swing 1 before doing anything else. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pitch this Redevelop Cityscape. Move to main to play the Flooded Morris and pass. And I've got Interaction up. Either one helps me set up Glauna or helps me set up Lurking Virkolakis. I think I'm inclined to use Omen of Deception over Maim, both because it gets a permanent into play, and also Maim can interact with Titan Stairs, whereas Omen and Glauna cannot. I am very inclined to Omen a 2-drop that gets played here. Eidolon of Empty Thoughts. I'll just say K. Countering the Symbol of Revolution. Yeah. I'm actually going to... I'm going to draw... Feast. Feast is huge. So here's something I can think about. If I play Glauna, just get in... Obviously, Glauna goes back up to 2, but if they have a Breakbot or Aquarius, then Glauna is dead. I can just swing the Deep Treader. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Lurking Virkolakis, eat the symbol of the revolution, and then just pass. And if they swing the Eidolon, I'm cool with it. If they swing the Titan Stairs, I'm cool with it. I don't see a world where they're going to be swinging with Titan Stairs, because don't see how they're getting the mana for it, but I think I want to develop the Lurks here. Hmm. Alternatively, I swing the Deep Treader, kill the Eidolon, then develop Lurks, because they'll have more cards in their graveyard, so I can guarantee a feast trigger the following turn. Yeah, I like that. I will draw. I'm going to pitch. I'm going to pitch Glauna. So they block this. This is dead. Eidolon is dead. They make a treasure. I'm going to go Swamp. Pay a blue for Deep Treader. Pay 2 for Lurks. Guaranteed getting the counter because I'm hitting opponent. And they've got 2 non-land cards in their graveyard. And then I will pass. We'll just get both graveyards open here. So I feel much more secure about my position here. I've got Maim, I've got Feast. I don't love pitching Glauna. That is renewable removal and just sort of a creature engine if needed. But oh wow, another Titan Stairs is huge for me. Paying 3 for Electies. Sure thing. Untap, draw, another Omen. I'm gonna just swing the Lurks here. So main one, start a combat, swing Lurks, target my opponent, gain 1, get a counter on Lurks. Because I guarantee to exile the symbol. Yeah, and then deal 3. I gain 3. Main 2. I could have swung with the Deep Treader Arcanist, actually, because Feast could have... Yeah, that was a misplay. I should have swung in with the Deep Treader just to get the draw. Because then if they block with Electies, I kill it with Feast. That's a misplay there. Here's what I get to say about why I'm doing this. I want them to animate a Titan Stairs and give it +2/+0 so I can maim it. Mogus's Raider. Okay. And I'm assuming they're going to bless the Electies. Yeah. Last target on the stack. Let's go ahead and name this. I'd rather them just, like, stick the Mogus's Raider, because then I get to swing the Lurking Virkolakis next turn. They never block. I get to feast it, and if I find a land, then I get to kill Mogus's Raider for free. They've got Electies in graveyard for me to hit with Lurking Virkolakis. I get to say K to that. Making Mogus's Raider a 3/3. I'll untap and draw. Did hit the land. So something to keep in mind, they could double block here, at which point I obviously lose Lurking Virkolakis, but I will also be at 30 to their 16 and 2 cards in hand. And then I get to develop Feast, shoot them for 2, scry to try and like improve future draws and hold up Omen, which I think I like. So let's go to combat. Swing, target you. I gain 1. They're gonna double block. Oh no, they're single blocking. It looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just keeping the Raider around. Interesting. We're gonna play Swamp. Gonna play Feast of Whispered Knives. Yeah, I think I still will just shoot them as Scry 2. Glauna is nice. Flooded Morris, not so much. So Morris can go to the bottom. We'll keep Glauna on top. And then just clear the arrow to indicate that we're good. So I'm not too worried about this thing. I never block it if it swings. I've got 2 mana up if they get to jam. Another 3-drop, Electes, Raider, Terramorphic Expanse is land for turn. They could theoretically have, like, I keep opening up my deck. Let's just do it. Change the order here. If they have, like, Koios or Ignite, if they have an Ignite, I kind of can't do anything about it. Yeah, I just take 3 always. The Ignite actually doesn't do anything too meaningful here. Wow, passing tells me they're either looking to just chump with Titan Stairs or... so let's untap and draw. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swing with Lurking Virkolakis. Let them see if they will animate the Titan Stairs. Or if they're just going to, like, cast a Nikon, I guess. So go to combat. Swing for 4. Target them again. I gain 1. Get a counter here. Nikon. I say no. And then I gain 5. I think that's 5, right? So I gained 1. Yeah, I put the counter and I grew it. So I gained 5 here. Second main. Nothing happening, so we will just move to end step. Shoot our opponent with Feast, Scry 2. There would be consideration to, like, maybe just put some rogues in play, but I think here Island's definitely going to bottom. I think the agent can go to the bottom as well. Just not really where we need to be at this point. It would be nice against, like, another Nikon, but at this point I am suspecting they did board in their other 2 copies, so they're on 3 now. But with 2 cards in hand and them at 7, I'm at 33. I think even them playing Nikon, blocking 6 damage and shooting me for 6 is, like, about 4 turns too late for this. Did they hit? Oh, they're not going to tell me what they hit. Pretty wise. Pretty wise. So we won the game on the play, but the question is, can we now do it on the draw? Mame felt great. Having the extra counter magic was really nice there, especially since I was correct that they were up on Nikon here. At least I think they're up on Nikon. They could have just kept the 1 in the main deck and not gone up the other 2, but I think considering our best ways of winning the game are going to be things that just deal like bursts of damage, like uh, the Lurking Vircolacus and the Chittering Gargantua. Apex notably not dealing damage, so uh, not affected by Nikon. Um, yeah, let's get started. Suspicious of where this game's gonna go, but I'm optimistic, especially when we see double Ignited Soul, double Glauna, Agent of Deception. That's gonna be a keep for sure. Because I get to go Ignited Soul. Oh no, more bad hands for Cajun. Okay, keeping 6. Hero in the Making is good. That's a 2/2. Assume they're making it the champion? Not making it the champion. Got it. I will draw. Flooded Morris is nice to see here. Just run out an Ignited Soul. And pass. Perhaps they're waiting for a break bot and they're going to make the break bot the champion? That or Queerness both tracks, honestly. Oh, nope, double red. What are you holding up here? What are you on? Mogus is Raider. Alright. So Raider's Blessing. Now they're making it the champion. I take 2, they make a treasure. And then they can play something for 2 here. The rudest thing they could do here is just ignite my Ignited Soul. It's possible they could have boarded this out, actually. Fortunately, that was their second spell, so it's not going to see that they've amped it up this turn. Untap and draw. Cityscape, I think, is an easy pitch to the Ignited Soul here. So let's go to combat. Swing 1. On damage, pitch the Cityscape to draw. Writhing is nice to see here. So choices, we could Ignited Soul plus Writhing and plan to double block the Hero in the Making, or we can hold up Agent of Deception. I'm going to play the Flooded Morris and just pass. Third Mountain. Paying 2 to Ignite. So they did keep Ignite in. They're burning the Ignited Soul. I will take 4. And maybe they have another break bot here, second main phase. Also, I think I mentioned earlier that I might have mentioned they only had an icon they could play at instant speed. Queerness is something they can do at instant speed as well. Just going to be at the ready on the counter magic. So now the question here is, do I flash in the Agent of Deception here with them having 1 card in hand just to get a creature into play? Or do I... do I just keep it in hand and accept that I've done nothing this turn? I want to get the blocker in play. Just get it in play. I maybe could have forced... no, I couldn't have forced Ignite to cost more, because it's only creature or planeswalker. So it sucks burning a counterspell here. I'll untap and draw. Hit the lurks. That's definitely nice. That can help me stabilize. But for now, I would like to play Island and play the first of 2 Glaunas. And I'm not going to hesitate to kill this hero in the making, because that puts 2 cards into their graveyard, leaves them with only a 2/2 break bot. I'm very happy to just block with the Agent of Deception. If they're swinging at Glauna, because alternatively, like, if they... or actually, if they're swinging at Glauna, I may block. If they're swinging at me, I don't think I will block. I'm going to pass. So the consideration here is I could downtick Glauna, make a 2/1 imp that they're basically just never going to be able to touch, and then play the second Glauna, kill their breakbot. Nothing to do at the end of their turn, so presumably they're not sitting on Quernus here, because I feel like they would just run out Quernus if they had it. Red, ignite the Agent of Deception for 1 damage. Eidolon, put a counter on Breakbot. Okay, so empty-handed, and presumably killing Glauna here. Yeah, so Glauna down. They've got nothing else in hand. I will untap, draw. So consideration here, I could, rather than Glauna killing Breakdance or Breakbot and just dying to the Eidolon, I could instead consider playing Rivaling, eat a redeveloped State Escape from my graveyard, Lurking Virkolakis, target them. Or just like run out an Ignited Soul or Deep Treader Arcanist. Get stuff in play that can block Breakbot in an absolute emergency, and then otherwise can defend Glauna. And I think the play here is going to be whoops, that's not the one I meant to click, but I'm sticking to it now. Get the Ignited Soul in play. Get the Lurking Virkolakis in play. Target my opponent. Gain 1. Put a counter on the Vampire Beast. And then pass. So if they have drawn their 3rd Ignite, or if they've drawn Koios, this is a problem, because they can just kill the Lurking Virkolakis. However, if it is Ignite or Koios, I can just kill Koios or the Breakbot with Glauna. Swinging for 4. What could they have a need for 5 mana for? Or rather, what could they have a use for 2 white mana for? I wonder if they're trying to hit Bacillo here. No blocks. I'll take 4. 2 mana, Brazing the Lurking Virkolakis. Sure thing. Oh, I make the food. Lurks down. They are empty-handed, so they did go up the 1 Braze. I draw another Deep Treader, so that lets me just jam out a bunch of 1-drops next turn. Just gonna go Glauna, counter, kill Breakbot. I just want to check real quick and make sure, actually, because they haven't had a way of gaining life. All right. I'm just gonna hang back with the Ignited Soul. Protect Glauna. If they have a haste creature, then obviously that's another story. But if I can preserve Glauna, I would like to try to. There is a consideration for like just letting them get in with the Breakbot one more turn and just jamming the 1-drops into play, but I really do want to just maximize my time, which against opponent with no cards in hand, uh, time is really like, or rather, I feel like I have enough time. Their haste creatures are going to cost them their treasure, and then I'm not blocking the Eidolon if that happens. Worst case scenario here is top deck Koyos, kill the Ignited Soul. Don't you say well, don't you have drawn Koyos here? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna take that block. I'll give them the second treasure. Oh, panic averted. Untap and draw Flooded Morris as land for turn. What I'm gonna do here is no, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say I'm holding up counter magic, but with 6 mana up, there's no point in trying to represent counter magic. So Flooded Morris, Deep Treader, Deep Treader, uh, pay to crack the food. Pass loyalty counter on Glauna. So they did. Oh, they hit Scorching Condemnation. That's a problem. Yeah, so that's going to kill Glauna. Consideration for just making a 2-1. But in this case, Glauna is gaining me 4 life against something that stops life gain. So now I need to hit Maim. Untap draw. Zigzag's Apex is fine. That is going to be reach, but the life gain element of Apex is shut off. Go to combat. I do just need to get in with both of these. I draw, discard Apex, draw, discard Writhling. Then yeah, damage, they take 2. Second main, I'm going to pay 2 and play Lurking Virkolakis. Targeting me, eat my Writhling. Life gain is disabled, but I will get a counter here and draw. Second Lurks. That's pretty good. Lurking Virkolakis, number 2, target you. Get a counter on Lurks. This can only be a 4/4 on their turn. So I'm not too worried about that killing me here. No Koyos, please. No Koyos, please. Just desperately trying to fade the Koyos. And the Nikon at this point. Like, that's going to be pretty rough, too. So this is... Oh, opponent saying pain. They drew a land? I'm just going to take the 4. I don't want to, like, double block here. I need to kill them. Second main, tapping a red for Eidolon. All right. Untap, draw. Omen is interesting here. Going to combat. We're going to swing with all of these, targeting myself with these, targeting... I'm going to target myself with all 4. And then resolving the Arcanists first. So draw a card to discard a card. We're going to discard Redeveloped Cityscape. On the second one, we're going to draw, discard the Swamp, and then eat the Glaunas for these to become 3/3s. And then move to blocks. It looks like they just snapped off the 8, but then they're debating if they want to block. They're saying no. Okay, so damage happens. They go to 5. Second main phase. Swamp Island. I'm going to leave the Apex in the graveyard for now. Third Lurking Virkolakis with the 4th in graveyard. And I'm going to target them. I wanted to leave the Apex in graveyard for now. And then pass. So one of the things that's nice is if they do hit a 4-drop here, I can Omen of Deception it, force them to pay and not be able to animate the Scorching Condemnation. It's not super big, but even just like forcing them to pay for a 3-drop, they can't animate the Scorching Condemnation. Forcing them to pay for a 2-drop makes them sack their treasures to animate the Condemnation. And like in the worst case scenario of them having Breakbot, I make them pay, they animate Condemnation, get a counter on Breakbot. I block their Eidolon, take 7, kill them. If those 2 cards had been in the other order, they said. So if something was drawing, if they had drawn something into Eidolon. Nervous to see what my opponent's got here. Even not gaining life, like this card is just so good at killing people. I would not be sweating at all if the Scorching Condemnation wasn't shutting down life gain. I'm a little nervous just because there are absolutely cards they could draw that get me close to dying here. But the thing that has some comfort here is because Omen of Deception is going to tax them too. If they had Electies here, their plan of like play Electies, swing for 8 with the Scorching Condemnation isn't even valid because Omen of Deception gets to counter the Electies or shut off animating Scorching Condemnation. Let's see what they got. If they got anything. Fingers are crossed that they're just out of this. Sounds like they're out. Yeah, GG's. Very, very tense game. Whew. So that is round 3 down, and that means we're on a win and in to get into the top cut. Um, a little shaky. That game was a little close for comfort. A lot of these matches have been very close for comfort, but we're getting there nonetheless. So I will see you all in round 4 to find out if we're going to make it to the top cut.